everybody, it is Carla here with MEZI Cosmetics. In this video, I want to show you how to properly apply strip eyelashes. Once you have your lashes, the very first thing that you want to do is you want to measure them. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a little digital diagram and kind of explain some things. Just because you don't want to glue the eyelash all the way into your tear duct area, it will be very painful. Every time you blink, it will poke you and it is awful. So starting point, I always say just start with the inner part of your iris if you're looking straight. So when you go to measure the eyelash, the first thing you want to do is basically you want to start where the inner part of your iris is, and this is going to be the starting point. If your tear duct area where your eye is right here is more horizontal, meaning it's more straight, compared to how this one goes a little bit more upwards. If you have a more horizontal inner tear duct area, then instead of starting where the iris is, you can afford to move the lash a little bit further towards the inner corner right here. If your tear duct area goes up higher, then we want to move the eyelash closer inwards. And this is because if you think about it, the lash band itself, the band is not obviously a straight line, but it's a little bit curved. So we'll pretend it's more straight. So because it is a little bit straighter here, if you were to glue the eyelash too close in, every time you blink, it is going to poke right in here and it is going to be awful. Whereas the opposite on this side, because it is flatter and a little bit more horizontal, again, the eyelash is going to be a little bit of a curve. But this part, because it's straighter, you can afford to bring the inner corner in a little bit closer to the tear duct area, as it will not poke you as much as this type of eye. Again, you just never want to glue an eyelash directly on the tear duct area. So this is not glued on, I'm just setting it here just to show you guys. So this is typically where I start my eyelash. As you can see, this is what I'm talking about, the Miss Piggy effect. See how it's just pulling the eye down? It looks very droopy. So you can do one of two things. You can either pinch exactly where you want to cut, or, because typically I'll do that, or if you look on eyelashes, they have like these little knots. Sometimes I'll just kind of count like 1, 2, 3 knots, but it's easier sometimes just to pinch and pull it off. Now, when you are cutting eyelashes, typically the rule of thumb is you always want to cut from the outer corner. The reason why is because you don't want to have these super long, obnoxious lashes starting on the inner corner. It just doesn't make any sense. However, with our MEZI MINX lashes, you can see the length is pretty much the same. Like it's very, very slightly shorter on the inner corner, but nothing too crazy. So this is the only exception when I recommend cutting from the inner corner. And the only reason why is because, again, if I put this on and I measure it properly, we'll just stick this on for reference. If I were to cut, I'm gonna cut off the fun glittery part. So I'd rather keep that. So I'd rather just cut it off from here. And then that way I can actually have both of the glitter parts, because like I said, the length of the lashes are very similar throughout the entire band. Whereas these lashes, you can physically see this side is a lot shorter. And when I flip it, this side is a lot shorter. So this does go on the inner corner. If I were to cut on the inner corner of these, we don't want these super long lashes right in the center. So like I said, typically you always cut from the outer corner except for your MEZI MINX. Also in our little lash trays, if you don't know which way they go, because sometimes I have this bad habit of thinking this one goes, because I'm looking at it, goes on this eye, when in reality it does not. So my suggestion is hold it upside down. So we know this one is your right eye, and this one is your left eye. So I'm going to use the Style Independent, which are part of our MEZI MINX collection. You can see there are some blue lashes with a little tiny strip of some pink glitter, because why not? So I already went ahead and properly measured these. Again, you can see I did cut from the front, and so this will be the end of our eyelash. Because I'm wearing blue eyeliner, I want to use clear eyelash glue. If I'm wearing black eyeliner, I do prefer to use black eyelash glue. It's just a personal preference. It does not matter. The trick is though, depending on what brand of eyelash glue. So the eyelash glue that I use, granted this one's the black one, it is by a brand called Callus. You can get it on Amazon. It is latex free. It dries so quickly. If you are familiar with Duo, which you can get at any drugstore, DUO, Duo typically does take quite a while to dry. I would say a good 2 minutes. So just keep that in mind when purchasing eyelash glue. And the reason why this is going to be so important is when you put the eyelash glue on. So first of all, we are not going to apply the eyelash glue on top of the band. We're not going to apply it underneath the band. We literally want to apply it right here on the very, very, very edge, okay? And you don't need a lot of glue. So I would say this is a fair amount. The white glue, or I'm sorry, the clear glue, it is white, it will dry clear. The black glue is black and it will dry black. So the trick is you want to wait and let this glue get tacky. If I were to put this immediately on my eye right now, the glue is too wet and it is not going to stick. And so every time you blink, you're gonna end up with an eyelash up here. So for callus, the quick drying one, I suggest anywhere from like 10 to 20-ish seconds. For duo, unfortunately, I recommend like 30 to 45 seconds. And the way to tell is if you're using the white or the clear, the white has a very small undertone of blue. Once this white and blue color starts to fade away, I would say about 50%, then you know that the eyelash is tacky and it is ready to be applied. Also, whatever you do, please do not blow on your eyelashes to get them to dry quicker. You can just quickly fan them. Just because blowing on your eyelashes is basically spitting on them. It's just nasty. So the tweezers that come with our MEZI MINX collection are these little rounded ones, or curved ones, whatever you want to call it. They're perfect because the curvature kind of matches the shape of the eyelash band. Now, if you have a really thick eyelash band, what you can do is, this is called breaking the spine, and that just kind of helps prevent the inner and outer corners from popping up. I will say these eyelashes, obviously they're large, but they're very lightweight, which I am grateful for, because if you've ever worn really big eyelashes that have such a thick, heavy band, they just get really uncomfortable after a while and my eyes start to get droopy and they just make me sleepy. So I like to start in the very center of my eyelid, and basically what I'm doing is I'm lifting, because you don't want to hit your real lashes. I'm lifting and putting this on top. You don't want to lay it, and you don't want to put it this way. I'm just putting it perfectly straight. Kind of stick that on, and then I like to use the tip here, and I like to go to the inner corner first. So lifting, just sticking that right in here, not on top of the eyelashes, but on the actual skin, right where the root of the eyelashes grow out. And then same thing on the outer corner. Again, I like to lift, make sure that my real lashes aren't getting caught, and then I can go ahead and smush that down. Once it is on, I do like to look down and just make sure everything is pressed. For the inner corner, I look that way. For this inner corner, I'm going to look that way, so that way it stretches the skin and I can really get in here and just make sure that everything is nice and secured. And then once it is dry, I do like to take just the very tip of the tweezers again and just kind of fluff my real lashes underneath, just to make sure that they're not clumped. And what you can do is go in and kind of like pinch the false lashes together. I put mascara on first and after. The reason why I like to do that first is, one, I curl my lashes and then apply the mascara. I do not like using an eyelash curler when I already have mascara and falsies on. I just don't like it. It gets too sticky and I feel like I'm just gonna pull my eyelashes off. And then the reason why I do it after is because if you look from the side, sometimes some people's eyelashes, their real eyelashes, are gonna be sticking straight and the fake ones are gonna be up. So by applying mascara the second time, you can kind of like smush your real lashes into the fake ones, and that way they marry together. So I'm just going to take this, and I like to really like look up, because I don't like getting too much mascara on my false lashes. You can wash them, but I try not to get too much mascara because these are reusable and you want to take care of them. So basically I'm just kind of, again, smushing my real lashes, see? I just did what I said I didn't want to do. And just making sure that everything is nice and secured. Also, something else you can do if you are very OCD like I am is when I look down, you can still see the black lash band. Some people may like that. If you want to cover it, you can do one of two things. You can take the eyeliner, which this is the shade Wave, and basically just go on top with a little line. That can be a little tricky though, because you can't really see on top. Or what you could do is take it and then paint the band first, let it dry, and then put the glue on. Also, just to let you guys know, all of these lashes are on sale at mezicosmetics.com for $16, as well as our cute little mirrors. Honestly, I'm obsessed with these. They come in 5 different colors. This is the light pink one. We have a lavender, white, black, and a true pink. But I love it. Who doesn't like anything shiny? And then when you open it, there is a little mirror inside with your lash tray, and the cool part is there's a little light so you can take it for travel. The plastic tray does come out so you can put anything that will fit in here. And like I said, it does come with tweezers, and the tweezers just fit right up here. The LED lights on here, they last about 120 to 160 hours depending on the use. I have a retinal disease called retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, and it's very difficult for me to see in low light settings. The nighttime I can't see, and I basically have like no peripheral vision. And so I wanted to actually come out with something that had lighting. And I will say the lights are a lot brighter than I actually expected, that I can put on lashes liner in the dark very confidently for how small it is. All right, same thing, lashes ready. Start right here in the center, going towards the inner corner, kind of lifting, pushing that in, and then same exact thing on the others as we did on the other side. Going to lift, place that on top of the eyelashes, and then smush that onto the skin where the lashes come out. So if you can see right here, there's still a gap. That is because I did not glue the eyelash low enough to the lash line. So I'm just going to peel it off a little bit before the glue dries and just basically lower it. All right, and then of course, taking a little bit more mascara so we can just really smush these together. And you can see I'm pretty much just using the very tip of the mascara wand because I don't necessarily need the whole thing. I just need to smush them a little bit. So that, my friends, is how to properly apply your strip eyelashes. I hope this video made sense. I hope that you guys took something away from this. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to either leave a comment down below or you can DM me on Instagram. It is just MEZI_Cosmetics. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to stay in the loop because we will be posting a lot more tutorials and just some fun makeup, because why not? And also don't forget to subscribe to our email list, MEZICosmetics.com, so that way you can get a promo code for free shipping and a few other things. Also, I want to announce that you can pick any single one of the MEZI MINX mirrors with a pair of MEZI MINX, the lashes. Any color, mix and match. You can get both of them for $25 if you use the code MEZI MINX Bundle at checkout. So just a little FYI. These retail $20 individually, and like I said, the eyelashes are $16, so $25 for both. Get them before they're gone, because one of our lashes recently just sold out, and I'm so excited. Thank you all so much again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!